Welcome back to another episode of Brunch Tales.
We're back at Cheesecake Factory on St. Patty's Day, and I'm ordering the same shit as always. What are you getting?
Today I decided to get the jambalaya hash and eggs, but of course without any meat in it. So hopefully it still is good without the meat.
The purpose of the whole jambalaya hash.
It's okay. I really just wanted like spicy rice with like peppers and onions and potatoes in it. So hopefully it still tastes good.
And let's talk about how these raspberry lemon drops are $16.75 at Cheesecake Factory.
And she keeps getting them.
And this is my first. And I thought before she got here, I'm like, I'm going to only get 2 today.
We'll see how that goes. But she did order me this mocktail. It's like a, what'd you say, pineapple cherry
lemonade. I'm like, my friend doesn't drink liquor and we need to get her something. He said, oh, I know this cherry lemonade pineapple thing. I'm like, all right. But I guess
it's prettier.
Like
I would say it's prettier than it tastes. Like it's all right. It's all right.
It seems tropical, like some hot weather shit.
Which we need because what's up with the slush that came today?
You know how the weather's controlled? They should have put that nice ass fucking weather on today instead of yesterday. Because yesterday I went to sleep. So
you know, my job last week gonna ask me, "Will we have a float in the St. Patty's Day parade? Do you want to come on the float?" And I said no, so quick. And they were like, "Really? Why not?" And I'm like, "Well, number one, I don't celebrate holidays. December went." And number 2, the last 3 St. Patty's days, it has been a hailstorm. So why would I think that this year would be any different? I'll pass. Y'all have at it though. Good luck out there with the paper mache.
This frozen rain reminds me of in like 2014, my daughter was like 3, and it was like this time of year. It was like the 18th or something like that in March. And girl, I got into, it wasn't snowing, but it was this frozen whatever. Girl, I got into my first car accident and it was so destructive, like completely. And the guy who hit me, I had a small ass, this was years ago. I had this small ass Chevy Aveo, right? And this F350, not a 150, not a 250, a 350 was trying to hurry up. And mind you, I'm driving down the road, it's my right way. And, he just was trying to hurry up and turn, you know, on Overland Avenue by the liquor store. Girl, he was trying to hurry up and get right into that fucking liquor store. And he just slammed my whole car. Mind you, I have a tiny ass car. The whole thing completely fucking smashed. And I'm like half dead, right? Not really.
But well, you're still here.
But, yeah, I didn't have car insurance at the time. So my car was halfway running, girl. I hurried up and pulled into a parking lot so I wouldn't get a cop's attention on the road. And girl, I had to sit there for a long time because I was hurting because the airbag was like, ha! The airbag hurt me more than
the actual impact.
More than the actual, yeah. So I'm like, damn. And every time I drive in this weather, I'm so slow now. Of course, it's Ohio, and we know it's going to get like
so
this.
So that's why.
But the frozen rain gets me, girl. Like, when it comes to
you have PTSD.
Rain, yeah, because I never got into an accident like that, an accident ever, you know. And girl, when I say he left the scene, like he completely left. He did not see if I was okay. Nothing. You seen that?
He was drunk.
He left, like completely.
He was drunk already.
And I could tell the new car he had, it was an F350. So you have to have insurance. I know you have insurance. And you're an older man. You definitely have insurance. And he probably got daughters. You really just left me fucking sitting there like by
if you
myself.
said that he pulled into the liquor store, that man was probably already drunk.
Like, for sure. You just you hit my car, you left, you went into the liquor store, did whatever. I'm like,
oh, he went in the liquor store after he hit you?
I don't know if he walked in.
Oh, I was going to say,
he was trying to hurry up and turn into the liquor store. So if he did go into the liquor store, he's more inconsiderate than I thought. So I didn't see him walking. Mind you, I was like, oh my God, like what just happened? The whole airbag is popped out. My whole front end is completely like off. Like I don't have a front end on the fucking car. Like,
wow.
It was horrible. Oh, and then, mind you, I'm only like, how old was I? I was like 19 or 20 years old. And I'm over here paying for this car. And I didn't have insurance. So I'm like, okay, I got to be a big girl. I need to pay for this out of pocket, this repair, you know, like at the collision center. Girl, so I'm like, okay, let me pay for this. It was $2,000 something to get it fixed. I did that. And I had to skip like, I was late on my payments. Girl, I was like, it was a 2009 at the time, and it was 2014, I think, you know?
Okay.
So it's not like it was super old or anything. But oh my God, girl, it was so crazy. Like, I couldn't pay my payment for because mind you, I'm struggling at that time, you know? I couldn't make my payment.
Do so much.
Yeah, and girl, I'm like, okay, well, I got to take things little by little. I need to fix this car first. Do you know, this is not even, I swear, people who know me at the time know this really happened. The very next fucking day that I got this car completely fixed, the whole front end and everything, they came to repo my shit. Okay? I paid $20 on shit, and that was the first time I ever got something repo. And now with my car payments, I'm like, no, I'm making 2 in a month.
Man, what? Not playing no games with that
take my shit. Ain't no way.
Damn, that's tragic. Well, the silver lining is that you were okay. Your
And
daughter was okay.
shitty.
You know what I'm saying? And now you have a story to tell and
Right?
and a memory of it. And now you know what not to fucking do next time.
Now I know to have insurance all the time.
Yes.
Even though it's a total scam. You think it's a scam?
I think that them upping the rate every year, talking about, oh, well, the rate's gone up statewide. Like, I've had that happen to me for like the last 3 years, and I'm like, bullshit. And they're just like, well, there's more accidents happening in your area, da 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I have not had an accident.
In my area?
They make it seem like it's like a state thing. And I'm like, but I have not had an accident. So why the fuck do I need to pay for the fact that other people have been getting in accidents? What the fuck does that have to do with me? But I have personally never gotten like an accident that was actually my fault. And I probably have only been in like maybe 2 accidents in my car. I know when I was dating this guy, he went to Toledo University. So I was like 19, 20 at the time. And I went out there for the weekend. He came to Lorraine and picked me up because something was wrong with my car at the time. He came to Lorraine, picked me up. We went back to Toledo. And he was supposed to bring me back the next day, but he was just like, you know, oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby. He didn't want me to leave, so we stayed another day. So I stayed there another day, and of course, the day that he decided to bring me home, it was a snowstorm. And so I was like, for real, like, I'll just stay. But I had to go to school, and I had work the next day, and he was like, no, I don't want you to not, you know, go to school or work because I decided to keep you out here longer. I'm going to get you home. Girl, we're driving on the highway, heading back to Lorraine, and he was in like a Honda Accord. When I tell you, you know how like when the plow hasn't actually been out yet, so like the snow like builds up in between the lanes, like between like where the wheels and shit are at. So he went to go switch lanes to go from the right to the left. And when he went to like merge to the left, the snow in between the lanes like kind of like pushed the car. Girl, it pushed the car, and like the car like spun and hit the median, and then spun again and hit the median again. We probably spun and hit the median like 3 times. So I mean, literally like went bam, went bam, went bam. And I literally was just like, I held onto the seat, and I was just like, oh shit. Like literally all I said was, oh shit. And I just held on, and I just let him, you know, get control of the car. When the car finally stopped, he like grabbed onto me right here. Thank you.
Oh, that looks good.
It does. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, here, thank you.
This looks amazing.
Yes, thank you. So when the car had finally stopped, he just kind of like grabbed onto me, and he was like, thank you so much for like not flipping out and just like letting me take control of the car and like letting me do it. Like, he's like, I thought that you were about to lose your mind. Like, I thought you were going to be so scared. And I was like, nigga, I was scared as fuck. But me being scared is not going to change anything. You know what I mean? All it's going to do is amplify the situation. Like, you know, in moments like that, like, you can't panic, especially as a passenger. Like, it wouldn't have helped me at all to have been, like, screaming and crying and, like, doing all that shit. Like, I wasn't going to panic. But we just got our food, guys. So Amanda got...
This is so good. Like,
she always gets an omelet. She loves her omelet. And this is my jambalaya hash with no meat in it. So we're going to see what it's hitting on. So how do you feel about, you know, the conversation when it comes to men saying that they don't like when women wear a lot of makeup, they don't like the lashes, they don't like the wigs and the weaves and all of that. But that's typically the type of women that they go for, rather it be via social media or out in the nightlife or, you know, just walking the free earth. They typically go for the women that they claim they don't find those attributes to be attractive.
Well, for one, they're lying, because the minute that we walk around every day looking regular with no nothing, and we don't ever try to spice it up or look, you know, extra for them, now we're letting ourselves go and shit like that. And the next thing you know, you're talking to the same bitch you got. You know how y'all be like, oh, we don't be looking at lashes. We don't even be noticing. Well, if you don't be noticing, you're not shit is number one. And number two, y'all do be liking that shit. Because as soon as we stop doing certain shit, it's like, oh, she's letting herself go because we together. She's comfortable and da, 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 da. Like, no. And y'all do cheat with the bitches you say that you don't want. Like, y'all are willing to break up a whole ass home for that. Like, and it's like, your girl's like, damn, I didn't think you liked these type, you know?
They'll literally be like, well, I don't
that.
like the wigs, and I don't like the weaves, and I don't like the face full of makeup. But that's all you're double tapping on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
That's who you're DMing on Instagram.
You're not like DMing no natural bodies, nothing.
No natural body, no natural faces. That's the type of shit that you're willing to break up your home for. Is the bitch that has the 30-inch bust down wig on. You know what I'm saying? In a fucking face full of makeup. But then you'll sit up and you'll say to your girl when she wants to put on something, oh, I don't even care about that for real. I don't even like all that shit for real, for real. I don't even want all that shit on your face. Or why you gotta wear a wig? You got hair. Why you got this shit in your hair? You don't even need that. But you're willing to break up your home.
Yeah.
You're willing to break up your home for a bitch that has a blue wig on.
Or the perfect titties or whatever the case may be. I remember one day I was in Vegas, and mind you, out here in most places, I'm not like fat. I'm more so like chubby or thick or whatever the case may be. And when I was in Vegas one day, I was with my my best friend who is significantly smaller than me, and you know, someone else. Girl, no one wanted to talk to me. I was the fat friend. Okay, that's exactly what they said to me, to my face. That she's
Who
the fat
said that?
friend. When we were in Vegas.
The guy said that?
Girl, because we went up and kicked it with them. It was some dudes from Toronto.
I hope your friends dogged the fuck out of you.
Girl, what? They was like, what? And see, here's the thing. He said it to his friends while we were chilling, and I heard it. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I mean, I wasn't trying to be mean or anything. Like, what? And my friends just looked at him like, did you just call her the fat friend? Like, what? Girl, ain't no way. So yeah, y'all definitely be going for the wrong shit. And don't get me wrong, the bitches I went with were like beautiful, but that doesn't change the fact that y'all are shady as fuck. Like,
I mean, you can still be beautiful and be heavier set though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I just think like, I don't like the superficial shit. Mm-hmm. Like me personally, I could think that a man is like fine as hell, but 9 times out of 10, he's not going to be the kind of guy who I actually want to be with.
Mm-hmm.
You just look nice. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be interested in being with you. It's just
I don't like dating fine men.
You just look good. You know what I mean? Really, they have no substance. Their conversation is trash. They're lame as hell. There's nothing to talk about. And they think that because... So the last time I dated, like, a fine man, mm-hmm. and I mean, like, fine, okay? Like, to any person, if you were to see him, they'd be like, oh, that man is fine.
I think I know who you're talking about, but we're going to carry on.
Okay, we'll talk. We'll circle back. But the last time I did that, when I tell you, he's the only guy who I dated that came around me empty-handed, which I mean, like, he didn't bring something to be like, here, I got this for you before our night starts.
A goodwill gesture.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, but to me, to show up to pick a woman up or to come to a woman's house and you show up empty-handed is wild.
Bring me a flower.
I don't even come to your house empty-handed. You've never come to my house empty-handed. And we're not fucking each other. So it's wild for you to be dating a woman or expecting to date somebody and you show up fucking empty-handed. So that was like strike one. And I noticed it the first time. The second time I said something to him about it, the third time he was cut. Because it's like, no, you're used to at this point, because you're fine, you're used to getting away with having to do the bare minimum. And these pick-me bitches, the bitches that are thirsty to fuck with you because you're fine, they're willing to accept that from you.
Because
but
you're
I'm
fine.
not.
Nah.
I'm not, because I'll get me an average-looking man that's got, you know, shit going on for himself, you know, that knows how to treat me well and is going to do right by me before I choose a man who's just like, when you look at him, you're just like, damn, he's fine, but that's it. No substance, no conversation, no real accolades in life, no true successes besides him being able to say that he's fine and can fuck whoever he wants to fuck. Like, not interested, hard fucking pass. And
yep.
It's interesting that you said when you had went to Vegas that like there you were like the fat friend. I would think, honestly, I've always been the fat friend, but I don't carry myself like I'm the fat friend. So you can never really call me the fat friend. I guess if you just lined me and my friends up, I probably was the one who weighed the most. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, because I don't feel like I give fat friend energy.
Yeah,
like,
I don't do that
for any of y'all, because
I'm
I
not
definitely
thirsty.
did not want any of you guys. Like,
not thirsty,
whatsoever.
Not cock blocking. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not insecure when men come around. So I remember when my friends had went away to school and I went to BGSU to go visit them. So we're like 19, 20. And I get there for the night and I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to kick it. You know, like we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna get drunk, whatever. And I wasn't even there an hour. And my one friend was like, well, just be prepared to be ignored all night because they're only gonna pay attention to such and such. Our other friend. And I was just like, girl, I don't give a fuck about none of these lame ass college niggas. Like, I came here to kick it with y'all. I came here to like get drunk and have fun and make memories with you guys. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of these niggas that's out here. Like, at the fuck all. But it was the fact that in her mind, from the experience that they have been having since they went away to school, was that like, oh, this friend was the pretty friend. She was the one who got all the attention from all the guys. And like, if she's around, like, they're not going to pay any attention to you. It's going to be like all eyes on her. And unfortunately, because she clearly was an insecure person, that bothered her. Because it's like, she was so insecure about it. So, girl, you're putting your insecurities on me. I just got here. You know what I'm saying? And you're already like, oh, well, be prepared to be overlooked because she's going to be there. And I'm like, no, girl, you be prepared to be overlooked because that's the energy you give off. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter, even if you are just as pretty as the other one, and even if she is the one who typically gets more attention, for all you know, you're not getting the attention that you're looking for because you're giving off a certain kind of energy of your insecurity. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, my friend is beautiful, absolutely. But I'm fine as fuck too. So she can be beautiful and I can be beautiful, and I'm not really worried about, you know, who thinks that she's pretty and doesn't think that I'm pretty. Like, I don't care about that. And I think the best part, at least in that friend group, was we weren't attracted to the same kind of guys anyways. You know what I'm saying? So like the kind of guys that she wanted to date were not the kind of guys I wanted to date and vice versa. So it really didn't make a difference. But I know that like it's a good thing that you had friends that were kind of like, well, hold on, what the fuck? Like, relax, like don't come with that kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? Instead of them like gassing themselves up off of that, because a petty bitch or a bitch who's not really your friend would have like gassed herself.
Some other shit,
you know what I'm saying? She would have gassed herself up off of that. Meanwhile, I'm just like, first off, actually, you can get up and leave now. Actually, all y'all can go. We don't need none of y'all. We can pay for whatever we need to pay for. Like, I don't know what you thought you was shitting on, but like, that's not it, babe.
Yep.
That's
and
not
I don't care to be the center of attention or anything like that, because there's been hella times where I was not the baddest bitch in the room and I still got more attention because I'm just a vibe. And I don't care about being goofy. I don't care about, you know, none of that shit. So
it's really just how you carry yourself when it comes down to it. Like, my energy is always, I'm gonna always walk around like I'm a fine ass bitch. I don't give a fuck what the circumstances. I don't care who I'm around. In my mind, I'm the finest bitch in here. Even if there's a bitch who's finer than me, that's cool. But I'm still a vibe.
And I have better qualities.
I have good energy. I have good energy, so I really don't care.
You know what? I've met some of like I'm telling you, like some of the baddest bitches, like completely reconstructed type of bitches who are still not happy with themselves. I'm talking about in real life, not no TV shit. Like, they're still not happy with themselves. They're still not happy with any of the pictures they take. And it's like, men get turned off by that. Bitch, are you serious right now? Like, you're not happy at all. So then they look at a bitch like me. I'm chunky as fuck and happy about it, you know? Like, it's funny because me and my one friend were out of town. We were like on a girls thing, and she's bigger too, and we had no problems. You know what I mean? Like, no problems, like, whatsoever. And there was a lot of women around who were very busty, you know, BBL, everything. They were fine as fuck, like, no lie. But I don't have problems, big or small, you know. And it's probably because I'm cool with it either way, you know. Like, I don't care to be the center of attention. It's great.
It really, like I said, it really just be the energy. Like, when I went to Atlanta and I went with my homegirl, you know, neither one of us got fat asses. You know what I'm saying? I wear zero makeup. There's no makeup on my face. You know what I'm saying? But I think that the energy that we give off is just like so like chill and like inviting and welcoming and like fun, whatever. That we was pulling niggas. We was down there with some niggas. And we was still pulling niggas. It was just like, it was easy though, because it's like, I think that they liked the fact that we didn't have on a wig. We didn't have on a face full of fucking makeup. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like a breath of fresh air when they saw us. They were just like, number one, they knew we wasn't from Atlanta because we didn't have on a wig.
Yeah.
We didn't have on a wig, and we didn't have a face full of makeup. We didn't have fat asses. We wasn't dressed like super like salacious or whatever. But we were able to get good attention because it was just like the way that we were carrying ourselves. But that shit in college, man, I swear to God, I will never forget that, because I had to tell my friend who she was talking about being the one getting all the attention. I had to have a one-on-one conversation with her, like, I love our other friend, but you need to be careful because if this is how she's viewing the situation, it's highly potential that she's sneak dissing you and you don't even
And you
realize
don't
that it's
know.
happening. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because she very clearly feels inferior to you and you're not doing anything but existing. All you're doing is existing and she clearly feels inferior. But I will say, and I think I was talking to you about this earlier, I never, any college campus that I went on, whether it was Toledo, BGSU, Kent, Ohio State, University of Ohio, none of those guys down there moved me in any way. And being from Lorraine, and at that time I was still living in Lorraine, I didn't go away to school. Most of my friends did though. So when I would go and visit them, I was just like, I would be so geeked to get back home to be around Lorraine guys. And I don't know if it's just because like that's what I knew and that's what I was comfortable with, but it just seemed like the other guys were just so cheese. Like they were so cheese. And I don't want to just say it's because they were in college, because I don't think that getting a higher education like makes you a lame or a square or anything. But they were just like so like they were just so not.
They were not you, okay?
Yeah, they were just so not it. And it was like I would have conversations with them and they'd be like, so you're not in school? So you don't go to school? No. And then like immediately it's like now
It's like now I'm not shit. Now I'm not shit.
Yeah, it's like now immediately my stock has dropped. And it's like, okay, just wait 4 years. And when you're working at the Sprint store with your $60,000 degree and we're making the same amount of money and you're working at the Sprint store with your $60,000 degree,
okay?
Now we're 24 and you're like, oh, I guess we're at the same pace and I spent 60 grand on my degree. But you know what? I'm not going to shit on the college experience. I don't think that it was meant for me. Like my senior year of high school, when my friends were figuring out where they were going and what they were going to do, my brain was like, so I have to share a dorm with a bunch of bitches that I don't know. And now I got to share a bathroom with a bunch of hoes on the same floor that I don't know. And it was just that in my mind, I was like, and now I got to walk to class, whether it's snowing or raining. Like in my head, I was just like, I'm not doing that shit. Like, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste my parents' money. I just knew that that was not what was meant for me. You know what I'm saying? My two younger sisters, they both went away to college. They did their thing. You know, they have their careers or whatever, and that's cool. But like that shit just was not, it wasn't meant for me, and I knew it wasn't, and I wasn't going to try to force that on myself just to be able to say that I fucking did it. Because at the same time, I got the college shit without, I had the college experience without paying for it. Because I was still on every college campus. I was still on every college campus. I was at all the fucking college parties. I was at the frat parties. I was doing all that shit. And guess what? I got on that highway at the end of the fucking weekend, took my ass back to fuck home. Right back home. And what I will say is, when I was dating the guy who went to Toledo, he lived in a co-ed dorm. So it was nothing for me to like stay the night with him. And my first weekend staying there, I went to like shower in the women's bathroom the next day, and it was disgusting. I mean, it was so fucking nasty. It smelled in there. There was hair everywhere. There were tampons and pads and shit everywhere. It was so fucking nasty.
We're women, though. That's nasty.
No, I don't know. Those were barbarians. That was in that dorm. It was not women. It was barbarians in there. It was so fucking disgusting that the next day, because of course, you know, I'm a all weekend type bitch. I'm a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll go home on Sunday. Okay, so Sunday morning, I was like, so can I like come take a shower with you? And from that point on, for the next like 4 or 5 months that I was like still dealing with him, I showered with him every time in the men's bathroom. I went to the bathroom in the men's bathroom. I took my showers in the men's bathroom. And it was crazy how much cleaner the men's bathroom was versus the women's bathroom.
That's like crazy.
It was
disgusting. In the men's bathroom. At work, I have my own bathroom. And girl, I will bitch if I see a man going in there. Because they specifically made me my own bathroom because I'm the only woman in this building.
Oh, period.
And don't go in my fucking bathroom. And then the general manager came in and she's like, who got the seat up in her bathroom? Like, straight up.
Thank you.
And about that last conversation, to wrap it up, I just want to say, like, the reason why I don't care about any of you bitches is because I am multi-purpose. So, therefore, you can be prettier, you can be more busty, you can be anything. And I'm still just going to be everything. That's how I feel about the whole, like, people being the center of attention. I don't give a fuck. And the college thing, obviously I went to college, but I always wanted to do the dorm experience. And my brother, like you said, your sisters did it. My brother did the whole dorm experience, and for the whole time he was in college. And I just feel like he met so many more people from different walks of life. He came across an opportunity that changed his life. Um, he ended up meeting his fiance. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like when you do certain things, you just have more opportunity. And he just knows like all type of people. Like he knows people from China, from everywhere. You know what I mean? And I think that the dorm thing, or just being on campus, I think it does bring positive experiences. But I mean, I'm happy either way. I'm thankful. I do wish I didn't have the experience though. But like you said, I got college um, dorm experience from being out there to kick it and shit. So I know what y'all be doing.
I get what you mean though. It's like it gives you access to more people. It gives you access to people. It gives you access to information. You know what I mean? It gives you access to experiences. So like I said, I'm not shitting on anyone who has actually went through it from A to Z, but
they
wasn't for
struggle
me.
too.
They had their own struggles.
Too.
They had their own struggles. It just wasn't meant for me. But I do remember the judgment that I would get, like I said, but by the time my friends were like juniors and I would still like go out there and hang out and they're like, so you don't go to school? No, bitch, I go to work.
This is your experience. Don't worry about mine.
I go to work. I have a job. I make money. Okay. Well, how do you think I keep having the money to come out here every weekend? How do you think I got the money?
For everyone, and even college ain't for everyone, and even people who do go, they just go because they want to have the credentials. They don't even use their shit for the most part. They just have it because they need it for this, or they need the knowledge for this. Like the trades are winning. We talked about that on the on the last one. The trades are winning. Look, my cousin, he has no experience. He's only like 21 years old, maybe. He's like a welder or something. Girl, he makes $150,000 a year. Okay, like good.
Yep.
And mind you, people normally are old as fuck before they make that type of money.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're
so
like
imagine
50s,
when he's
60s.
30. Like he's gonna be making bank if he's at the same place. Like I would totally retire from there if I'm already making that much.
Yeah, hell yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I agree 1,000%. Like, successful men that went to college, they have degrees, they have accolades. Do you feel like men who have status and success and money, are they able to get away with more when it comes to relationships or dating?
Absolutely, because you know what? If you're broke as fuck and you can't find the remote, you're getting kicked out, okay? But when you have money, or when you're contributing to somebody's life, they're willing to, pass over certain things like they don't know, which I'm never going to act like I don't know, but because I don't know how to do that. So I remember one time I was dealing with this guy, and mind you, he was a plug. And back then, when I was younger, I definitely loved fucking with me some plugs, okay? So at the time, I had a situation going on with my criminal record, and I just had something small, and even the smallest thing was prohibiting me from getting even a job at the simplest spot where anyone could work at. And I was going through it, and I had to wait a period of time. It was a couple months. I had to wait for my record to get expunged. So for these few months, I needed to find a way. You know what I'm saying? And girl, I started messing with this man, and when I tell you, he was doing everything for me. He wasn't sweet to me or spending no type of time with me, and I know for a fact he wasn't loyal to me at all. But I'm telling you right now that when I caught him because I needed something paid, he'll come through with all the bill money, all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking like for every one of the bills, he'll bring me weed, he'll bring me whatever I needed. And granted, after he did that, he felt like he did something. So like, now I don't got to talk to you for the whole day. Now you won't bitch at me, you know what I'm saying? And that's true for the most part. But what I will say is I was so tired of him treating me like that once I got my shit together, I definitely quit fucking with him. And it wasn't because I was using him at all, because I do appreciate him still, and I let him know that. But he was shady, and he treated me like dirt. Like, he knew that I needed him, so he treated me like He used to talk to me like shit. Like one time we were driving out of town and I'm trying to roll up a Dutchie. Mind you, I'm driving in a blizzard, Jen, and I don't know what he's doing, but he's like, can you roll this up? I'm like, I'm driving. What do you mean roll it? He's like, you don't know how to roll when you're driving? Girl, when I tell you, Jen, I was like, this man is
What
not
was
going
he
to talk to
doing
me
where he
like
couldn't
this.
roll up?
Right, what is wrong with you? So I don't know what he was doing. I can't even remember. But the fact was, he completely was talking to me like shit. And the minute that I was like able to get my shit together and I didn't need him, I quit fucking with him, because you are not going to disrespect me like this all the time. And then there'll be times where I didn't talk to him for 2 days or 3 days, and it's like, hello. And he's like, I don't got to explain myself to you. Your rent's paid, right? You know, shit like that. Like, he was shady, and he was an older man. Like, he was at the time. I was
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, is it?
I was early 20s, and he was like 30. Mind you, I'm only like 23 or 24, and 23 maybe. Girl, he's already almost 40. So to him, he's looking at me like, oh, you're probably a bitch I could just give money to, and it's whatever. But I still have feelings, and even though I didn't fuck with him like that or want to be with him or anything, you still was treating me bad because you know I needed you. So girl, I stopped so fast as soon as I was able to, because so the main point is they do get away with more because they're contributing more. And there's no way that I'm just going to have someone who's not doing nothing at all constantly inconvenience me without trying to improve it. So yeah, it's like, oh, well, maybe we could work on the communication if he is giving me something. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, if you're not doing shit and you're just like absolutely not trying for me at all, like, I don't have a problem kicking you to the curb for any little thing. But men who are successful, they got more to offer. So it's kind of like, oh, maybe I got bigger fish to fry next time. So,
But do you feel like, because I would think in that specific situation, because there was a need on your end, I think the need on your end kind of superseded his actual success, or what he actually, it was like you needed him for something. But if he would have had the same shit to offer and you didn't need him, would you have dealt with it like that?
If I didn't need him, girl, even now, there's people like businessmen, you know what I'm saying, constantly trying to fuck with me. And if I don't like you, I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you got. But if I didn't need him at all, girl, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know if I would have talked to him as long as I did, just because of the type of person he was. Like, you're shady for real, but you're giving me what I need right now, and you're making sure my lights are on right now. So I'm like, I was more like passive about things. But girl, once I started getting my shit together, and this is for everybody, once women start to get their shit together, it's like, oh no, I'm not dealing with any of this. I don't have to deal with any of this, you know? So no, I'm not. They get away with it, like rich men, like all these celebrities, like they all accept that their men go out and cheat, you know? And it's because I'm living lavish no matter what. This man, it doesn't matter what, we are rich as fuck. And those are rich people problems that I don't have any place talking about. But I do see all the time people are cool with open relationships. People are cool with having a couple relationships at once, you know, men having a couple relationships. Some women are okay as long as they don't bring their drama home. I feel like some women are okay with that, especially rich people, for sure.
I would think that that's like a lifestyle thing. Like there's a lifestyle that comes from being wealthy and having success, and it kind of parallels with the famous lifestyle. Like, for you to date an athlete or a rapper and think that he's not gonna fuck other women is insane. Like,
and you know, richest people have the nastiest fetishes, which is crazy.
Right, they do. They're sick. They're
like,
sick.
The CEOs of major companies and shit, or just whatever. These niggas are nasty. And Diddy is nasty.
He's not just nasty. He is an abuser. He's a predator. He's a predator. But I just think like I said, their lifestyles are kind of parallel. So the same way that it's like impractical for you to think that you're gonna date like a home name rapper or a home name athlete and think that people are gonna, you know, they're not gonna be like cheating or like dealing with other women is absolutely fucking retarded. So if I was actually interested or had access to a man like that, I'm not saying that I would just like let him run rampant, but I would definitely just be mindful of who it is that I'm in a relationship with and be like, okay, this is the lifestyle that I've chosen to involve myself in. And then when it comes to like dealing with a man that's like successful and has money, like you said, and I was thinking about it as soon as you said it, like, I'm not the type of person where like I can see something and not speak on it. And I've tried to be strategic before in situations where it's like I saw something or heard something and it's like, okay, Jen, don't say anything yet. Wait until blah blah blah, and like
Mm-hmm.
be strategic about bringing it up. But the
Yeah.
way my brain works, I can't be around you and like pump fake and
And be
act like I
cool.
don't
There's an
know.
elephant in the room.
You
We need
know,
to address
I
it.
can't I can't
Yeah.
act like I don't know what's going on or I didn't hear or see what I heard or saw. It's like no, I gotta talk about it because I'm not. You don't get to live rent free in my motherfucking head. That shit just does not work for me. So I've never been able to like maneuver like that.
Yeah.
But I have dealt with men who were successful. And when I say successful, I just mean like lifestyle wise. Like, you know, they own homes, they own multiple
Yeah.
properties, they have multiple cars, you know, they have access to, I don't want to say disposable income, but I mean, if they had an expense right now that costs $5,000, $10,000, they could pay it and it's not gonna like make a shift in their life. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And in those circumstances, it's like the only thing that I'm willing to be mindful of and be accepting of is the time. You know what I mean? Because I know that you're not going to just have a whole bunch of time to give me because you're busy
You're
making
busy.
money. You're busy being successful. So like that's probably the only thing that I'm willing to like overlook in some ways is if you don't have the time. But if you don't have the time because you're fucking other people or you don't have the time because you just don't care to prioritize me in your life, then like no, I can't deal with that shit. But I would say that if it's a situation where there's a woman who like actually needs this person, like you said, if you need somebody to actually be able to get from one day to the next, I could totally see you allowing for somebody to get away with doing some shit that you normally wouldn't because there's a need that needs to be filled there. And if there's not a need that needs to be filled, it's kind of like, how much do I really like the Chanel bag? You know, how much do I really like
Yeah.
having access to your car and things like that? You know what I'm saying? It would just really depend. But like when we were talking earlier, and I was telling you like,
Hold on. Did they get the bill? Where's the bill?
girl, you crumbled it up.
Oh my God, you guys. See, I gotta pay more attention because I.
You totally crumbled it up. But when I was
No
talking to you
way.
earlier about like I don't like guys that like when they get drunk they do like embarrassing shit. Like I swear to God, there's this one guy who I don't even want to say that I was dating him. What would we call the guy?
Talking.
Were we talking? You know who I'm talking about, right?
We were conversing.
My manager.
Oh, you know what? He was trying, and y'all were trying and talking. That's it. Okay.
Nah, I don't even know if I would even put it in. I don't even know. But so hold on, because let me preface that, because now that almost sounds like I was like dating somebody who I worked for, and I wasn't, but I was, but I wasn't. But I had
He
worked
was
for this.
pressing the issue. Okay.
I had worked for this guy that owned a small company, and
I'm so sorry. I just crumbled this up. I don't know why, but I'm ready to pay.
Yeah, I
So
got you.
can you take this?
Yeah, I got you right now. No cheesesteaks.
no, thank you.
I just gave him the whole crumbled receipt. Here you go.
But I was working for this guy who owned his own small company, and I was the executive assistant for his company. And I worked there for like a year, and I kind of knew that he was like interested in me, but like I didn't really pay it any mind, especially because I was like dating other people. And then it kind of got to a point where he didn't give me a choice but to acknowledge that he was interested in me. And
Yeah.
once I did, I was like, okay, we can like explore this, whatever. And I will say, once we took it there, like I had access to everything. He was giving me money. He was buying me things. He was letting me drive his cars. I had the code to get into his house. Like it was free reign for real. I gotta be
You
honest.
have the code to get into his house?
Yes, girl. You know how like the lock, how they have instead of like they have key locks, they have like the number like little pin locks.
Yeah, the padlocks.
Yeah, girl. I had the code to get into the house. Like he would go out of town and would give me the code to get in his house so I can go in there and get the keys to one of the cars and go drive and shit. I mean, like I was definitely having my way, but it was like when he would drink, he was fun to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Because when I drink, I like to drink to have fun. You know what I mean? I want to drink to have fun. I want to feel myself. I want to have a good time. I definitely do not want to like. I don't want to be fucked up. And I feel like when he would drink, he would be getting fucked up, and his getting fucked up because he had money he just felt like there was no rules or laws or regulations on anything, and there was like no bound. He had no boundaries. So like, he just did a few different things that like were embarrassing in my mind, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh no, like I'm not sober, but I'm never fucked up enough for me to be okay and comfortable with you doing embarrassing shit. Like the answer is always fucking no. Like literally, we were in like a little like hole in the wall bar in like Mayfield. Yeah, I think we were in Mayfield. We were like in a hole in the wall bar. We walk outside and there's like another bar next to it that had a patio. We walk past the people who are sitting on the patio. For some reason, he stops and has a conversation with them. That's just how he is when he's drunk. And the guy was smoking a cigarette. And he was like, "Can I see your cigarette?" And he takes a cigarette from the guy. He takes like a fake hit of the cigarette and then flicks it out. And he was like, "You shouldn't smoke cigarettes." He doesn't even know this motherfucker. He does not even know this man. And I was just like, I literally grabbed his arm and I was like, okay, like let's go to the car. Like, let's go to the car. And he just kind of like laughed and like walked off. I was like, why did you do that? And he was just like, what? What do you mean? Why did I do what? I said, why did you take that man's cigarette? Fake hit the shit and then literally flicked his cigarette. And I mean, it wasn't even like it was like this much. It was like a cigarette. This man probably literally just lit the cigarette and took a few hits of this shit. And he literally took it from this man and flicked it away. And I'm just like, no. So all those like trips and shit that he's talking about, it's like, hell no, nigga, you're not finna have me down on fucking Miami on South Beach and you're fucking doing goofy weird shit like that. Like, hell no, you're not about to be embarrassing me. You're not about to embarrass me. So the answer is fucking no. Like, I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what kind of cars you drive. I don't care that you bought me this, that, and the fucking third. If you embarrass me, it is Ovito.
It is.
I'm not into it. So, hard pass.
You are so funny.